What's something only kids who grew up poor would understand? We lived in this small house on the edge of town. Not terrible, but definitely not nice. The wallpaper peeled in the corners, our carpet had this permanent musty smell no matter how much my mom cleaned, and everything we owned came from yard sales or was handed down from relatives. My mom worked 2 jobs at that point, and my dad had been laid off from the factory about a year before. He was picking up whatever work he could find, but money was tight, like counting pennies for milk tight, eating the same pot of beans for a week tight. My best friend Haley lived across town in one of those new developments with matching houses and actual sidewalks. Her parents both had office jobs with benefits, and they had this system where they could order takeout on an app and have it waiting when they got home. That was like magic to me. One Friday, Haley invited me for a sleepover, and I was beyond excited. Her house had central air conditioning. We had one window unit that only worked if you hit it just right, and an actual game room with a TV just for playing games. The morning of the sleepover, my mom sat me down for the talk. Not that talk, but the one poor kids know all too well. She explained that I shouldn't ask for extra food, that I should wait to be offered things, and that I shouldn't mention certain things about our house. She slipped a $5 bill into my pocket, just in case, and hugged me extra tight. That $5 felt like a fortune and a burden all at once. I knew it was probably grocery money for the next day, and I was terrified of spending it. When I got to Haley's house, everything was exactly how I imagined. They had matching furniture that wasn't broken anywhere. Their fridge had an ice maker in the door, like magic ice whenever you wanted it, and when you opened their pantry, OMG, it was like a small grocery store in there. Dinner was pizza. Not the $5 special from the place by the gas station, but from the good pizza place in town. And they ordered 3 different kinds because they couldn't decide. 3. And wings, and breadsticks, and nobody acted like this was special or a big deal. After dinner, Haley's mom asked if we wanted ice cream. I said no automatically. The reflex of a kid who knows treats are for special occasions only. Haley looked at me like I was crazy. "You don't want ice cream?" she asked, genuinely confused. Her mom just smiled and brought out a whole container of each flavor for us to choose from. Later that night, Haley and I were playing in her room. She had so many toys still in packages, just waiting to be opened. I was careful with everything, putting things back exactly how I found them. At one point, she just tossed a doll across the room when she was done with it. I nearly had a heart attack. Around midnight, we got hungry again. Or rather, Haley decided she was hungry, and I wasn't about to admit I could always eat more. She said we should raid the kitchen for snacks. I followed her downstairs, nervous but excited. She opened the pantry and started grabbing things, chips, cookies, candy, without checking if it was okay. I stood there frozen, waiting for an adult to appear and scold us. Nobody came. "What do you want?" she asked, arms full of snacks that would have been carefully rationed at my house. "Whatever you're having is fine," I mumbled, the script my mother had drilled into me coming out automatically. We took our midnight feast back upstairs. Haley opened a bag of chips, ate a few, then moved on to something else. The open bag just sat there. I couldn't stop staring at it. At home, you never left food open like that. You sealed it carefully, sometimes with clothespins because we didn't have those fancy chip clips. Food wasn't something you just abandoned half-eaten. The next morning, Haley's dad made pancakes. Not from the mix, but from scratch. And there was real maple syrup, not the corn syrup stuff in the bottle shaped like a woman. He kept asking if I wanted more, and I kept saying no, even though I did, because that's what you do when you're a guest and you're poor. You don't impose. When my mom came to pick me up, Haley's mom sent me home with leftover pizza in a real glass container. "Just return it whenever," she said casually. That container was nicer than anything we owned. In the car, my mom asked if I had fun. I nodded, but I felt weird, like I'd visited another planet where everything was easier and nobody worried about the things we worried about daily. "Did you use your emergency money?" Mom asked quietly, and I handed her back the $5, still folded exactly as she'd given it to me. The relief on her face made my chest hurt. A week later, Haley came to my house. I was terrified. We spent days cleaning, rearranging furniture to hide the worst parts, and my mom made our cheapest meal, spaghetti with watered-down sauce, look fancy with parsley from our sad little garden. Halfway through the evening, we lost power. This happened a lot in our neighborhood, but I was mortified. My mom calmly lit candles and told a story about how this was like camping, making it seem fun instead of what it really was. Another bill paid late.